Yep.
He does
Oh, you
this
did?
when we
Okay.
open
I
up.
just wanted to make sure. Welcome to the Tom Bernard Podcast with Family with
Co-host Catherine Brandt.
Andy Bernard.
And Kristen Burt.
and Kristen Burt. Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Before the show started, we were talking for about 7-8 minutes about these little clips.
Bloopers.
The bloopers, I guess, is what they still call them. They had a whole stack of them on YouTube. And again, the reason I watch YouTube because everything's 5 minutes and then I can move on. I don't like these stories that go on and on and on and on, and then you get to the end and go, well, that's what I thought was going to happen. You sat through all of that for no reason. So I kind of like it when they get in, get out. Well, a good example of what I'm talking about. They were talking about these bloopers, and there were some very, very funny ones on there. There's no question about it. I mean, is there an all-timer that you think is funny that you keep in the back of your head, Kristen?
The news bloopers we were talking about, and I don't know the context of it all, but the guy is supposed to say something about your pantry, and he's like, "Everyone, get your panties."
Get your panties,
and it was, and he said, "Oh, I think it was supposed to be pantry because there was a mistake. There was a spelling error on the teleprompter." And it's so great because he realizes it as he's saying it. He's like, that doesn't make sense. And it makes me laugh every time.
My favorite one this morning, this woman fell apart after she did this. They were covering some event at the foot of the mountains, this beautiful ranch out there. This guy, he was a horse breeder. I mean, just this magnificent looking ranch, right? And so they show the ranch and they're panning around and all the rest of it. And the female anchor said, "You think this land is beautiful? You should see it when 20 whores live there." I think she meant horses. But she said 20 whores live at this house.
It was so nice.
Yeah, it was so beautiful and so nice.
Jim Palenti was kind of famous for a blooper. You remember
He
what it
was,
was?
yeah. What was that?
He said something on the national stage. that
did.
was-
Oh no.
Valenti.
What was that?
Yeah, it was making the rounds for years. I haven't seen it pop up in a really long time.
Well, if you can't find it, we'll ask one of the horrors on that. On that
It's so
ranch.
funny how sometimes like your mind and your mouth just are not coordinated and you're
Yep.
like, I cannot believe I just said that.
Drop the puck.
oh, yeah,
Oh,
he
he
said
didn't
drop
say-
the F.
Yeah,
He did.
Oh.
He said, "Drop the F." That's exactly what
Again, we're the brain and the mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite because it just makes no
Love it.
sense. Like,
Love it.
saying whores instead of horses or panty instead of pantry, it makes sense. Like, you can see how that would happen.
Yeah.
But a long time ago, there was this one woman talking about a man who was climbing Mount Everest. And the twist is that he's a blind guy. So he climbed Mount Everest, but he's blind. And she's like, this next story is about a man who climbed Mount Everest, but he is gay. I mean, blind. That's not even a simple mistake to make.
How the hell did you
What
get
I was going to say?
But he's gay.
He's
I
gay.
mean, blind.
I don't, Tom, have you ever noticed this though?
God.
Like working in live, like sometimes if you're thinking of a different story, like ahead
Oh,
of your
yeah.
next story,
Yeah, that could
that
be.
your mind sometimes does some weird things. And then to the audience, they're like, what the heck? Like blind and gay or have nothing. But you're like, I just was thinking of a story of like, it's my gay friend or something. And it's weird how your mind plays tricks on you like that.
is.
Absolutely.
Boy, that was funny, though. I remember seeing that for the first time. I didn't stop laughing for 2 days. It's like, really? That's the route you're taking, are you?
It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I like about media, whether it's television, radio, any media out there. People are going to make mistakes, and they're always funny. I don't know why they're always funny, but they are. Some are a lot funnier than others, don't get me wrong. But I just, it's just a wonderful way to start the day, watching the blooper reels on YouTube. It's just, I love that. Kicks off my day every day by making me laugh.
There you go.
Yeah, my news director at KPBS says he likes it when we kind of make a mistake from time to time in our scripts when we're working live, because he said it just makes you sound human. People, it'll like catch someone's ear and they will go and they will listen, be like, oh, wait, what was that? You know, and instead of just like we are robots, we are just reading off a teleprompter, that type of thing. So I think it does add a human element to it all.
It does.
I don't know if Boom Goes the Dynamite's exactly a blooper, but that's also an all-time classic.
Oh, boom goes the dynamite. Yep.
And Boom Goes the Dynamite.
Who said that again?
There was this like college broadcast or something, and he was supposed to be covering a basketball game.
That's
for his
right.
college.
Yep.
And he was just fumbling through the whole thing, just making no sense. And then all of a sudden they play a clip of a guy dunking, and he goes, and boom goes the dynamite.
Well, I hope not.
That's funny.
Now, Kristen, I have to run some information by, because what time do you have to be out by?
Like a little after 9. Yeah.
How much a little after 9?
To the second, Kristen.
To the second.
By like 9:10 or something, I have to be out.
If we were having somebody on, maybe you'd want to stay on for a couple of minutes. Best description I could make, he's been a friend for 40 some years. He is very tall, very broad-shouldered man. One of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. Oh, I should probably mention, too, he's won 2 World Series.
Nice.
Nice. Kent Hrbek is our special guest in the second half today. Did you ever work with Kent when you lived in town?
I did not.
One of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. This guy was a world champion baseball player, won 2 World Series, just used to crush the ball. Great player. This guy, what is he, 6'6"?
Kent Hrbek?
Yeah, Hrbek.
Let's see.
He's got to be, if he's not 6'6", he's close, I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
he's a big guy.
Officially 6'4".
6'4" officially.
That's
That's
tall.
still tall. That's
It's a
still
foot
again-
and an inch taller than me.
A foot and an inch taller. Yeah, there you go. There's no question. As a matter of fact, we can segue there. So boom goes the dynamite. Don't forget that part. But in any case, what the hell? Oh, I was just going to ask you something about the news that was going on. I'll think of it again. No big deal. So what is happening in your world, sister?
It is Oscar week, as I've said ad nauseum, like all week
Yeah,
long. But
yeah.
I think the big hot topic is security this week, and there's been saying like there's threats on California, but I'll say I think that the Oscars are going to be fine. To be honest,
yeah.
I've covered the Oscars for many years. I've been on site, and the level of security is top notch. FBI, our LAPD, they do a great job. There's a lot of security that you can see with your naked eye, and there's a lot that you can't see that is
Sure.
Yeah, and that they work really hard on the red carpet. There's snipers on the buildings everywhere. I mean, even just that.
Wow.
We're talking about a different level of
Sure.
with issues going on, and globally, but I still think that people, there's just a lot of chatter in the news that, oh, the Oscars could be a target. I just don't feel like that's going to happen.
Does every celebrity bring their own bodyguards too?
It's interesting that you don't bring your own bodyguard because he would need a seat, and there's just not room for them.
yeah.
The one thing that they will allow on the red carpet is security guards for some of the jewelry. So you'll have a security guard maybe walk you down the red carpet if you're wearing a $10 million necklace, and they will follow you around at the governor's ball after. And then otherwise, there's no room in the theater. There's 3,300 seats. That's it. So unless you are have a ticket, unless you want your bodyguard to be your date, that's a movie with Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston. But otherwise, so you won't be able to bring your personal guards in with you.
Do you have any specials? You're looking at people you really want to see win?
The one thing I'm really curious about is that all season long, it's been Sinners versus One Battle After Another. It now looks like Sinners might be slightly ahead of One Battle After Another. But everyone, all the Oscar pundits are making their predictions. And, there's one guy that's on the side of One Battle After Another. Someone's on Sinners. But I think the good thing is it's finally just not predictable. I think the only thing that's going to be predictable is Jessie Buckley for Best Actress. Everything else is kind of a crapshoot at this point. And I personally would like to see Michael B. Jordan win for Sinners. He was fantastic. He played two characters. He's got the, because they like to do it on like what does the rest of the body your body of work look like? He's got the body of work to prove that he's a good actor. So I think it's going to wind up tipping to him instead of Timmy Chalamet. And I think that they'll give Timmy Chalamet the Leonardo DiCaprio treatment. Like, you're super young. You've got more time.
Yeah.
That's what happens. They do a lot of that at the Oscars.
Well, how old's Michael B. Jordan, though?
That's a good question. There's probably not that much, but I'm going to say that Michael B. Jordan's in his late 30s.
He is 39.
39, yeah.
Ooh, look at you. Nailed it.
Look at that.
How old's Timothy Bimothy?
Timothy, very famous.
He's 30.
Timothy.
So almost a decade, but they will look at it that way. That's the way
Yep.
people are, and that's the way they do it. And it's kind of hard to believe that if you go back and look, Leonardo DiCaprio's first Oscar was back in the 90s, and he didn't win until 2015.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. No
Definitely
question
one of
about
those
it.
situations. But I think like a lot of if you do see the headlines about the security, I think it's kind of nothing burger. It's just clickbait. To be honest, it'll be fine. The show will go on, and we haven't heard of any celebrity that's like thinking about dropping out because they're worried. I think the bigger issue, and honestly, in my opinion, I was just talking about this with another friend who's in the entertainment journalism biz with me. I said, are they going to tone down some of the fashions to not appear so tone deaf to what's really happening globally? Maybe to show up in your like big pink dress with like all the jewels. Should you tone it down a little bit? They did during the war in Afghanistan in 2003, where everyone kind of wore muted colors. We'll see how that plays out on the red carpet.
All right, I won't wear my sequin dress then.
You're not going to wear it?
I'm not going to wear it. I don't want to show off too much,
Well, I've been seeing some clips from Fashion Week, and they certainly are not toning anything down in Fashion Week.
Definitely not in Paris, and that's for next year. Although these things have been planned for a long time, so where they have a little bit of wiggle room with their stylists of like, what is everyone wearing? Are we going to do a little bit more muted colors? They do have time. They've got even the next 3 days because every celebrity will have a rack of clothes, and some celebrities decide on the morning of like, I'm going to wear this dress. And I have a feeling that will probably happen this year if this weekend goes smoothly, and there's not too much going on. Maybe they'll go for something bigger. But if there's anything happening overseas or just a lot happening, I bet they'll go for the muted colors.
They accidentally eat a bean burrito. You need some forgiveness in the waistline.
Well, it's Catherine, do you know what the big issue is going to be? And I said this the other day. It's going to be really hot. It's 89 degrees today. It's going to be boob sweat for the ladies and like pit stains for the guys. So I'm letting you know right now. The guys will probably want to wear, if they had an option
Dress
of like a
shields.
lighter tux or a darker tux, they'll probably go for the darker tux because it doesn't show that pit stain as much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Andy-
they haven't invented a suit with air conditioning built into it.
Yeah, there you go.
I know. We have heated vests, heated socks, heated
exactly.
everything.
Cold it
Stop
must.
making clothing with polyester.
Yes,
That's-
that would
yeah.
be nice.
Yep.
Although cotton, if it's humid, cotton can be damp and kind of
Sticky
warm,
and cold. It
too.
gets
Yeah.
cold too. Like you
That's-
sweat in it and then it's cold. And when you're
Yeah.
nervous, it's cold sweat too.
So there's not the perfect thing out there.
And look at Tiffy said, I'm offended. As a guy, I too can get boob sweat.
Yeah, there you go.
Just a
There you
little
go.
deodorant right under the boobs. That works.
Shorts with a tuxedo jacket. Hey, you can do it. Some guys can get away with it, but because it's a formal event, I don't know if the Academy will love that as a part of the dress code.
Well,
I don't know who it was because it scrolled through, but somebody apparently pointed out that you said hard on today.
oh, for God's sakes. Really?
You see that, Andy?
Yeah. That was Charlie.
It was Charlie.
Charlie.
When we first started
grow
talking
up.
about the Oscars, I don't know.
Who
I missed
knows?
it personally.
I have no idea. Are we just continuing the theme of
Yeah.
like sophomore humor this week?
No, we're not. No, we are not. No
Kicked
question
it off
about
with dildo, and here we are.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a
Never gonna
post for you.
end.
DH 1962. What's the best part of the Oscars? When it's over.
Oh,
No, the best part is the red carpet. The best part is the red carpet. That's where all the big money is. After that, it's like, if you haven't seen the movies, it's going to be a nothing burger for everyone else. But I mean, but the red carpet's fun.
I think for like 2 years or 3 years, I tried to watch all the movies, everything that everybody was up for,
Yeah,
and
yep.
watch them so I would be more invested in who I thought should win. It just didn't work for me. They're too
Yeah.
long. They're too long, and those speeches are just too self-serving and boring, in my opinion.
I enjoy
don't know.
most of the speeches when they're like off the cuff, but I will say that the award show season is too long. And,
Yeah.
we kick it off, honestly, for us in the entertainment business, it starts in like October and then it runs all the way through March. And honestly, the Oscars should be before every other award show, because by the time you get to the Oscars, everything becomes pretty predictable. This year we'll have a little element of surprise, I guess, but you're just kind of like, okay, I can't wait till it's over. And that shouldn't be the aspect
No.
of it. If Oscars is supposed to be deemed the biggest prize you could ever win as someone working in the entertainment industry.
Ricky Gervais, he did the Oscars, right?
He did the Golden Globes.
Golden
and
Globes.
Those
He
was fantastic. Yeah.
Fantastic. Why he doesn't do the Oscars, I don't know.
They won't allow him. That's exactly why.
Why?
Because the Golden Globes are irreverent and it's loose. You can drink through the ceremony, where the Oscars are boring and stuffy. And that's the way the Academy likes it to be. So, yeah, I mean, they lean into that. But
Enjoy.
that's what's smart about the Golden Globes. It's why Nikki Glaser can host the Golden Globes and not the Oscars. It's why even, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, when they co-hosted, they got away with jokes that they would never have gotten to do at the Oscars. So,
Oh, all right.
yeah.
The people who are posting on social media are arguing with each other of what should be posted and what shouldn't. I love that when people on social media have arguments over social media.
That's what social media is, basically, isn't
Yeah,
it? Trying to
basically.
sell you something or argue with you about something.
Do you know what's so interesting? Love Story, which has become a huge, huge hit for FX. It's the Carolyn Bessette and JFK Jr. story.
Yeah.
It's made people very nostalgic for the 90s. And of course, it's like a slice of life because it's New York City in the 90s. But there's been a couple of trends of like celebrities looking back at what they looked like in the 90s. And a lot of Gen Z is saying, oh my gosh, I wish I lived in the 90s because there was no social media. There was no internet. Everything
Right.
seemed so cool. You guys were going out all the time. And I'm like, we can do this, people. We can actually put down our phones and we can get rid of social media and actually go back to what was working.
What I think they should do, and Catherine and I talked about this, she pointed it out first. I think it should be illegal to even walk down the sidewalk staring at your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Tom's out there. Citizens arrest!
Honest to God, it's
your
too
hands on the
dangerous.
wall.
First of all, you're going to get hammered by somebody because you're not paying attention. You're looking at your phone, and they're going to rob your ass because you're not paying attention. You get off your phone in the car for sure.
Yeah.
Jesus, I can't believe people talking on the.
Yeah,
and they hold up. It's not connected to the car. They hold it up in their hand.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people do that.
They don't hide it at all. We're hands free in California. If you even touch the screen and they catch you,
Good.
you're in a
Well,
nice old fine there.
I think that's everywhere, but they would have to pull over every other car. I mean, they literally have to do speed traps for being on your phone.
Well, it's a lot of revenue. So
Yeah, they just passed a complete hands free. You were allowed before to like touch your like maps or something. You can't even touch your maps on your phone anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of weird. Just in
It's
case.
hard. I mean, because they're assuming. See, this is what's weird about the law too. You can touch your touch screen that's attached to your car. You can't touch your phone. So now you're dividing up people who have maybe nicer cars or newer cars versus older cars. A little loophole there.
Yeah.
Well, I
Not a
think
good-
the idea is that a car manufacturers aren't allowed to put like games and videos.
Yeah.
There's no physical way
Just
to
a
get
nav.
games and videos
Right.
on there.
Yeah.
So if they're touching that, for sure that they're just adjusting their seat temperature. Or like, for example, Melissa's car, I hate it, but that's just how it is the temperature controls are touch, the heated seats are touch, the radio is touch, everything is touch. My car doesn't have that, and I prefer the knobs. It's so much faster and quicker. But like, if she wasn't allowed to touch the touchscreen in her car, she couldn't turn on, the heat.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's annoying.
Your car's like that. You have to go to the home screen and the settings, and then you've got to find the climate change. It's like, why is this so hard?
It's too much work. You're like, literally, I'm cold or I'm hot. So
yeah, exactly. Well, Teslas are like that. I think everything is touchscreen. I think even certain things like putting the parking brake on is touchscreen on a Tesla.
But I think on a Tesla you can talk to it and have it do everything. You don't have to actually touch anything.
What if you're mute? What if you're sick? What if you had a tracheotomy? Not ADA compliant.
that would be me driving a Tesla because I get laryngitis all the time. And I'd be like, brake.
You're listening to me.
So bad.
Unbelievable. But what the hell? It all works out the way it's supposed to, doesn't it?
Usually.
So if you want your heat or your...
we just speaking of people on the screen, yesterday we were driving home during rush hour. And, you have to sit through, I don't know how many left turn signals, 3, 4, before you finally get to turn. And I just love when the people in front of you are on their phone, the light's changing, there's 1,000 cars waiting to go through these lights, and they don't go. So you give them a little tap on the horn, and they freak out. They're so mad that you honked at them, even though the light is, only letting 5, 6 cars through at a time.
Yeah, I know.
And they're sitting there, for the count of 10 before
You're like, help.
Tap
California
your
is tricky, too.
They get so mad.
People blow through red lights all the time. So I always do like a beat of like 1, 2, 3.
I do it all the time. I count to 5 because if I'm running a yellow light, I know there's 5 cars right behind me running a red one.
Right.
Yeah.
So you better not stop, and you better not stop, or they're going to hit you.
Yeah. I it's too scary. I've seen it too many times in California, so I'm always like, just wait that beat. It's worth it.
And we were on the freeway yesterday, and we saw a flatbed hauling a couple of cars that were in a serious crash. It was the front end was smashed in, the back, so they must have hit somebody, and somebody collided into them. I mean, it was like an accordion.
It was.
It was really bad.
Those crumple zones crumpled.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what they're for.
Yeah, it actually looked pretty, like, the cab looked okay.
That's the thing about car accidents is they look a lot worse than they used to because of those crumple zones. I mean, the cars literally just like they smash, but they're designed to. But like, forever, if a car smashed like that, that means it was going 90 into a brick wall. So we're conditioned to think like massive bumper damage means something horrible happened. But in reality, those crumple zones, I'm pretty sure if you were strong enough, you could push them in with your own hand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, possibly.
They absorb energy. That's what they're for. And deformation absorbs energy.
Rather than having a giant car made of steel.
The boats, the old boat cars.
We see some of those around here. I mean, because the weather's nice, those cars last forever. I mean, what are those Mercs? Remember the Mercury something Marquis, the giant Mercury Marquis? They're still around and they're still running.
Yeah.
They've got to be 50 years old.
Yeah, it's amazing. I host a classic car show. I'm doing it again in April. And it's amazing to see some of these older vehicles, and they're gorgeous. They're amazing. And some of the owners, they're so proud. They're like, this is what I've done. And they'll tell you like the minimal amount of work that they've done on these cars. And oftentimes they're the original owner, or their dad was, or their grandfather was. It's incredible.
How do they ever get parts for those things, though? I mean, they're not making them anymore. Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to go to a junkyard, be like, do you have, the transmission for a 74 or whatever? And if they don't, then you got to go to the next junkyard. It's a lot of work. You basically have to dedicate your life to doing it.
Yeah, it's an investment for sure.
Probably should just buy one that's wrecked and just keep it for parts and storage.
Sell it off piece by piece, yeah.
Exactly.
But it's more of an investment in time more than anything, too, when you're having to source parts.
Yeah.
Sourcing parts is a big deal. Sourcing parts for brand new thing. Our dryer is 5 years old. They don't make the parts for it anymore.
Oh God!
The dryer started freaking out. Like the barrel was just spinning and spinning, no matter what. You could turn it off, the barrel kept spinning.
Oh.
And I was like, I guess we need a new circuit board for it. And I went to the website, and nope, can't get them anymore. There's no way. So I had to repair it. I had to open the dryer up and like repair the circuit board myself because there's no other option other than getting a new dryer, and I don't want to do that.
How did
Ours,
you repair
we had that
this?
same thing happen. You just had to buy the new dryer. They didn't have the handle available anymore because our handle just fell off the panel.
Yeah, you can 3D print those.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
you
that's
could.
what a lot of people do. It doesn't look great, but Mom, you said, how did you fix it? Some of these boards, so dryers are known for, shaking and vibrating a lot.
Sure.
Well, apparently what happens to a lot of them is they'll just vibrate a connection loose on the board.
Oh.
So what you do is you open the thing up and you take all the connections off and you put them back on, and that fixes it 90% of the time.
Do you
You're
have
so
to
handy,
weld it?
Andy.
Yeah.
No, you don't have
Handy
to weld it.
Andy.
It's just 2 screws on the back, and then the whole top just comes right off.
Oh.
I mean, you definitely want to unplug it at, make sure there's no power going to it, because if that
Sure.
barrel starts spinning while you're elbow deep in the dryer,
Whoa.
that's really bad. I turned the breaker off and everything, but it's actually not that difficult to get into the internals of a dryer. It's just you should know what you're doing too.
Well, we had to buy a new microwave because the first one was installed incorrectly.
Yeah.
It was
I would
venting
never
into the
touch-
cupboard.
I would never touch the internals of a microwave, not if you paid me. Throw that thing in the garbage.
Well,
They have
we paid-
capacitors in there that if you touch them, you can unplug the microwave, let it sit for a week, open it up, touch the capacitor, and die.
Oh, what?
Really?
Oh, no. Hell no. I'm never touching a microwave.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Oh,
Capacitors
really
don't
dramatic.
discharge. Once a
Yeah.
capacitor is fully charged, it stays that way until something discharges it. And if that's you, all that power goes right through you all at once.
Was it a flux capacitor?
It's
It
a normal
was.
capacitor,
A
but
flux company. Listen to you.
there's not enough
Okay.
gigawatts
Doug
for
Brown
a flux
was
capacitor.
there. And if you touch it too much, if you press the wrong button, you go back to the 50s.
Yeah, I
Yes, that's
definitely
it.
don't want that.
Why not? Because you weren't born yet?
Yeah.
There's no internet. There's no video games. What am I supposed to do? Read?
Oh, boy.
You're right.
Yes,
What
you'll
you would-
read. You'll go to the sock hop.
A sock hop? What is a sock hop?
It's a dance.
Dance
dance.
at school.
The sock hop.
Okay.
Did you not watch Grease?
No, I never. Alex watched Grease. I never
I'm
did.
sure Alex watched Grease 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
He
So
sure
many
did.
times. So
Literally,
many times.
like just back to back for like months.
Yeah,
It was the weirdest thing.
Crazy.
Oh, it's
for
a
that
great.
movie.
There's just something. I mean, everyone was like 40 playing a 17-year-old. If you look at
Yep.
the movie now, but there's just something very magical about Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta. They were both just great chemistry. There was just something about them, and you're just like, oh gosh, I love them so much, Danny and Sandy.
It's a great movie.
It is all true. No question about it. I just, he said, you know what? I like these conversations where you learn things and you feel better about life because nobody's going into full tilt panic. So that's good, don't you think?
No
Yeah,
panicking.
no full tilt.
No
We don't
panic
wanna do
needed
that.
today.
Nope. Today. Don't ask us about tomorrow, but today we're good.
Yeah, I can't
Well-
ask you about tomorrow.
Speaking of full tilt panicking, if you plan on driving after 10 and before 7 a.m. tomorrow in Minnesota, maybe rethink it because apparently we're going to get like massive windstorms. They're like
Oh,
power poles are going to get knocked down, trees are going to fall out of their roots. It's
Wow.
going to be So I think it's from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. So stay off the roads.
good old March blizzard.
Indeed.
Yep.
Every
That's a
year.
lot.
Yep,
Every year.
it does.
Kristen, you want to hang around for a couple minutes or you got to go?
I should probably go just because I have to go down to the Dolby Theater to do an Oscar segment.
Oh, big shot.
You're going to go to the sock hop.
I'm going to go to the sock hop. Yeah, no, I'm going to do a segment for ABC Philadelphia. So I should probably prepare and get myself ready.
Well, we look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Absolutely. I look forward to it and have fun with Kent.
We will
Stay
do it
glamorous.
I will do my best.
definitely. Oh, pardon me.
So fancy.
There you go.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
But
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. We'll take a break. Be right back, hopefully with a special guest.
yep.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
You've heard me and my family talk, well, not just talk, but rave about fresh dry snacks, and we and the grandkids love them, you know that. Fresh dry snacks are real food, no junk at all, made from real fruits, real vegetables, and real ingredients, not powders, not fillers, not fried snacks. What's on the label is what's in the bag. It's called the Fresh Dry Difference. They use a proprietary fresh dry process. They dry for flavor, not longevity. The result, real crunch, real nutrients, no frying, no oils. Right now, they offer 5 veggie blends, 12 different fruit options, 6 granola bite flavors. Go to freshdrysnacks.com and use promo code Barnard, Barnard, for 10% off your first order. Shipping is always free on orders over $100. Oh my God, live on screen and everything. You know,
Here he is.
Here he is,
Here he
ladies
is.
and gentlemen. It just occurred to me, and I don't know why this popped into my head. Things do this to me all the time, and it's unbelievable. But I do believe it was in the city of Orlando. I met this young guy named Kent Hrbek, the Minnesota Twin, and that was 40 years ago. Oh my God, Kent!
Aren't you
I'm
glad
not
you
even that
tuned
old.
in?
I'm not even that old, man. I cannot believe, Kent, I got to tell you up front, that whole thing, 1986 and 87, 91, I should say, and 86 is when I started at KQRS, but that era is so magical in my brain to this day. The timing of it all, for me, was spectacular. And then I get to know you, and I get to know so many great players on that team. It was unbelievable. Have you talked to Guy Eddie recently?
Oh yeah. I keep in touch with Gary a lot. Chat with him. I don't know when he decides to answer a text, I'll chat with him. But no, he's he gets to town once in a while with different stuff that's going on at the ballpark and stuff. So yeah, it's I'm still keeping in touch with him, and just was hanging out with Bruno down in Fort Myers for Twins Fantasy Camp that we've been doing the last, 15, 20 years or whatever. I've been doing it down there. And Bruno and I coached a team down there in Fantasy Camp together. So it's good to see Bruno again. And, of course, Timmy Laudner's down there, Bert Blyleven, Tony Oli, the boys, Frankie Viola. Yeah, it's a great time. So it's good to see those guys, because it's nothing but happy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like a class reunion, I guess, is what I kind of put it towards. And you laugh at how everybody's lost their hair and how fat they've gotten. So I was already fat, but I haven't lost my hair yet. It's got a little different color.
Yay, bonus.
Look at that hair, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Kent, this for me is a whole different situation looking back on I'll give you another example how special the Minnesota Twins became to me, because I always loved them from the time I was 9 years old. But I guess it was about maybe 6-7 months ago. I'm in the Lunds and Byerly's out in Wayzata, Minnesota, and I'm standing in line. All of a sudden, the guy in front of me spins around, gives me this big hug, and he won't stop hugging me, and he won't let go of me. It was Laudner. I ran into him. I mean, do you know what that means to somebody like me, a big fan of the Minnesota Twins, especially in that era? For guys like you and Timmy Laudner and all to even give a rat's ass, I just think it's wonderful. You guys did an amazing job.
We had a pretty good group of guys, and as you know, to this day, I still do a lot of stuff with Timmy. Timmy and I are still good buddies. We're running out and doing some hunting, and dinners and all that kind of stuff together. But no, it was a good group of guys. We didn't we made the paper because of what we did on the field and what we did off the field with, raising money for different charities. We went in the paper because we were driving 900 miles an hour with the DWI and all that kind of stuff going on.
That's
Still
right.
time.
We had a pretty good group of guys. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, you did. There's no question about it. There was that era when I would, hang out with different people and, whether it be playing a lot of golf with Laws, played a lot of golf with you out at the course back in the day. And I still, every time I see you, I see that glowing thing around your head.
Oh, glow
My
ball.
halo.
Glow ball.
Your halo that you were wearing. But seriously, I consider myself very, very lucky to have been, from the outside looking in, but to have been part of that era. That was the most magical thing that has ever happened to me, watching that whole day. Well, first of all, you guys might not know this, but I owe you a lot of money because my listenership at KQRS like quintupled the first day, and then it was like 10 or 15 times. Man, just having you guys on the show
Honey,
and talking.
I keep telling you not to give away money.
I'm not giving away money. I'm just talking about how the impact these gentlemen had on the show.
Don't give away money.
Not giving away any money, and everything will be good. No, but it's that time of the year again. I've been watching
The sad part, Tom, though, is it's like you said, it's 40 years ago. Wow.
It is 40 years ago. I think maybe today
Crazy.
even. I think it was today. It's like, what the hell? 40 years ago. But, look at all those different experiences and the things that you got. Did you really, by the way, somebody told me that when the Dome Stadium was still there, that every New Year's Eve you stood on top of the dome and had a cocktail? Is that true?
No,
Well, it's
that's
not
not true. That's
Okay.
not true. No. But I was up on top up on top the dome myself, bouncing around up there.
You
didn't
were,
like it, but-
really?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
you
the
didn't
guys
like-
used to clubhouse guys used to go up there and sneak through the roof and go up and climb on it, and it was a big trampoline up there. But I didn't realize it until everybody was looking at me and staying a long ways away from me because they were afraid I was going to go through the roof because I was a little larger than everybody else.
Yeah.
But I never did. But no, it was a pretty cool experience up there.
Oh, God, I imagine that. Matter of fact, I was trying to think who was up there with you one time, and they said it was just this really great, well, like you said, a magical experience. They just
Right.
loved it.
I people ask me about the dome. Matter of fact, somebody just asked me the other day about the dome and how crappy it was and what a terrible place it was. And I tell you, the day they blew that place up, I stood there and cried and watched it because there were so many great memories. And I played my whole career in there,
yeah.
of course, except
Yeah.
for 2 months at Met Stadium. But I played my whole career there. It was a horrible place to play. I love playing there. It was a great hitter's park, but it just, as far as going to watch a baseball game there, it was ugly. But man, when they tore that place down, what great memories
yeah.
I had.
Did you get a piece of it?
Pardon me?
Did you get a piece of it?
I got a piece of it. Something laying around in the house. I think I got a chair out. I got a dome seat out in the garage.
There you go.
But I mean, that is the deal, though. That whole era back there, when it was out in Bloomington, Metropolitan Stadium, the Met Center. I mean, I spent so much time out there with baseball. The soccer, there was a soccer team. Tino Lettieri was a goalie, so we go out and see him play. And then there were many, many concerts out there. You're right. That Met Center and Metropolitan Stadium were great venue. Hey, the Beatles played there. That's not too bad.
Right.
When the Beatles played there, that kind of brings it up a notch, if you ask.
Right.
Well, I don't know how many years in advance they decide to tear down a stadium and build another one. I'm guessing it's quite a few, but the Dome, it got pretty tattered towards the end. As,
Oh, it was brutal. It was tattered towards the beginning.
Toward the beginning. Yeah, there you go.
I remember, couldn't they paint the rails?
Right. No air conditioning. First couple of years, no air conditioning in there.
yeah,
It was hot.
Yeah, it smelled
the
like
turf was like-
plastic
Yeah.
outgassing.
turf was like playing on the sidewalk.
Oh, was it?
Terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, and then remember when you got pushed out the door when you went out? Everybody always remembers where the air used to push you out the door.
Oh,
Didn't
absolutely.
Get
use the
out.
revolving door. You got shoved out the door by the wind. Yeah,
Yep.
God, that's a
pretty
wonderful.
funny place.
Oh, Charlie just said, breaking news, Dan Gladden was just inducted into the Minnesota Broadcaster Hall of Fame.
He was?
Perfect.
So, yeah,
Nice.
apparently.
Okay.
That's
you
pretty
go.
cool news. Danny's been around a long time. He's been around doing that for like 30 years now, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, he
Really?
is, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the couple of guys there. They were very good friends of yours. Didn't care much for Uncle Tommy's comments.
Get in line, though, right?
Yeah, get in line,
You
exactly.
didn't understand that you said everything with love?
Everything's just lovely. What do
It's
you
just
mean?
love.
Everything's fantastic.
I criticize you because I love you.
Oh, God. Again,
Exactly.
there's
Yeah.
so many
Yeah,
things we could
that
talk
wasn't a short line, Tommy.
No, it was not. It was not a short line. We do understand that 100%, no question. But still, on top of that, I get calls from like Johnny Castino or Roy Smalley or somebody. Hey, let's go have a. Always had to go have a booger. A booger.
A booger?
A burger.
Wow.
Now I just did it. A booger.
Here's your news blooper.
No, so many
Jeez.
news bloopers out there.
Lord.
A burger at Convention Grill. God,
Wow.
spent a lot of time at Convention Grill, no question.
I'm sure Convention Grill appreciates this section.
And when I called it a booger instead of a burger, yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah, I see
Sounds
Gladden there all the
appetizing.
time.
Yeah.
I see Dan Gladden there all the time. This is many, many years ago, obviously, the rest of it. But the greatest thing about Gladden, he would look at me like, I'd like to kill you. But
Maybe
he
that's
never,
why he got in the business. And maybe he's trying to get to you somehow through the
yeah,
business.
maybe he's coming after me, no question. I cannot think of a person that I could ask this question of that would have a better answer. Are the Twins looking for this upcoming year? They've made some moves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you always go into spring training, and I think I've told you this a million times when we talked before. You go into spring training with a pretty good thought of, hey, our team looks all right. We're going to be all right. We'll compete. If you can stay healthy and come out of spring training with the guys you want to come out of spring training with. Right away, the Twins lost Pablo right away, which is a huge shot in the arm, a bad shot. And I don't know where they're going. They made a bunch of different moves last year, as everybody knows, and kind of pissed everybody off, as it did myself. And they got a long ways to go. They got some good young players, some guys they got in the trades with these people that they did trade off. And I always said, those guys must have been pretty good players because everybody's wanting to get them. So they must have been pretty good players. So we must have got some good people for them. We just don't know about them. And hopefully they come to fruition. That's a big word for me.
Fruition, that's a tough one.
Hopefully they show up and things turn out good for them. But they got a long way to go. And as far as getting together as a team, you have to play together as a team, as you know. And hopefully they can stay healthy and just make a good showing and put on a good show at the ballpark. It's going to be a tough year, definitely.
It is, no doubt
And
about it.
especially after what happened last year with upsetting a lot of fans and what have you. But I'm still going to go, still going to watch. I'm still a Twins fan.
Me too.
Will always be. And, your diehard Twins fans will be there, I'm sure. And hopefully they can rustle some feathers, I guess, and do well.
That would be good. So now, who's the head coach now? Who's the manager?
Derek Shelton, yeah.
Yeah, Derek Shelton. There you go. What's that all about?
They had a few guys that they were looking at, and I'm happy they picked him. Out of the 4 or 5 guys that they were talking, I was going, I hope they pick Shelton because he's been here. He knew some of the guys. He coached under Rocco when Rocco was here. Derek was a coach of his. and I chatted with him a few times. He's an old schooler. That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
And I think he's really going to be a little harder on these guys. It's not going to be a country club at the ballpark. I think he's going to, hey, let's go, boys. Let's kick in the butt a little bit here. I think he's a very knowledgeable baseball man. He didn't have a very good success in Pittsburgh when he was there, but Pittsburgh didn't give him much either to work with at the time. And I'm saying that because of what I hear from other people. I'm not bashing the Pittsburgh team at all, but he's going to have to do a lot of work with this ball club here to get the guys in the right frame of mind and play the game the right way. And I think that's all people want is a team to play the right way and do the little things right. A lot of times you do the little things right, you win extra ball games that way. So hopefully it gets that all together and the guys stay healthy again. And a couple of guys that we got in the trades come in and help us out. Simple as that.
Oh, we got more breaking news. The Hooters at the Mall of America is closing.
Oh
no.
What are you going to do, Kent?
No more wings.
No more wings.
March 22nd is going to be their last day. So
March 22nd, that's next week, isn't it?
10 days from now.
10 days from now.
Wow, breaking news.
You know the story about that. Is out the Mall of America, you said?
Yep.
When that opened, you know who insisted I take them there? And I'm like, are you sure this is what you're...
Oh, yeah.
She's my mother. I'm like, Mom.
Maybe she.
I've heard this Hooters. They have really good food, and I don't know what the Hooter thing is, but I'm like, yeah, and I'm not telling you what the Hooter thing is either. So.
If she notices.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's classic.
Exactly.
That's very nice.
Oh, she
and you
loved
brought her, of course.
I know. I remember.
I brought her. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying, "Oh, I went to lunch today at Hooters." I'm like, "What?" Doesn't seem like your kind of thing. You usually get embarrassed if someone's waving their boobs around in your face.
Yeah. They've been in
You
operation
do?
for 33 years.
He does.
God, honest to God, Kent, every time I look up in your pictures, right, I think of more and more things over the last 40 years that have happened. All of them pretty damn nice, pretty good stuff,
Yeah.
I just that what happened in that era that changed everything in Minnesota for that 4 or 5 year period, whatever, I suppose it was about a 10-year period total. But the city was hustling and bustling, and the Twins were winning, growing, and the Twins were just kicking butt. It was magnificent. The Vikings were pretty good.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is. My little thought in my little tiny brain here that is mixed in with a bunch of rocks.
Sure.
The analytics part of the game to me has really screwed things up.
Yep.
I hate it. You can't tell what's in a guy's heart if you're looking at a computer. And we had that kind of players on our team. We got a lot of guys with a lot of heart. We had some guys with some good talent, but and great talent, and some of the best players in the game. When you start talking about a Kirby Puckett or a Gary Gaetti, analytics never showed the fire in those guys' heart and how bad they wanted to win, right?
Yep.
And they wanted to win. Kirby Puckett was just like anybody else. Gary Gaetti wanted to kill you on the field. John Castino was another one. You mentioned Johnny's name back when I first started playing with Johnny. Man, he wanted to fight. He wanted to fight some guys out of Bear Path one day because they were kicking their butt playing golf, and because he knew their we were playing. Johnny and I were playing in a tournament, and these two guys were kicking our butts, and we looked at their handicaps, and their handicaps were like, supposed to be 15s and 16s like ours were, and they're hitting from 180 yards out and knocking it stiff, and then when they wouldn't hit the green, they complain like crazy. I mean, I'm just happy to make it go forward and get close to green.
Yep.
And Johnny he said, "Can you fight on the golf course?" He wanted to beat the guys up. But that's the kind of players that we had. We had players like that on our team that really wanted to play hard, and you can't look at a guy's heart on a computer
Right.
and see what kind of. And it's like Jack Morris when he pitched in Game 7 of the World Series in '91. The heart that he had that day. That stuff doesn't show up on a computer. And I think if they get away from that stuff and try to go, you need it a little bit, but to me, let's get back to playing the old school game and scoring a couple runs here and maybe winning 3-2 because you advance a couple guys over and you hit a couple fly balls and knock them in and you won 3-2. You weren't waiting for a 3-run home run to win the ball game for you.
Right.
So, but who knows?
Well, look
I
at the
think-
Olympic hockey team. If it weren't
Yeah.
for a lot of,
Yeah.
Canadians
Yeah.
were, we're the better team. We play better. Our stats are better, but they beat you. So
Yeah,
and it's because they really wanted
got,
it.
and they got outplayed, but they still won the ball. Hockey game.
Yep.
I had a great experience watching the Olympic hockey game this year, which is something that I haven't had a chance to do. I happened to be down in the Dominican Republic at the time. If you want me to bore you with a story, but we were in the bar watching a hockey game, and the women's hockey game first of all, with a bunch of Canadians in the bar as well. That were down there on vacation.
Oh dear.
And it was like 70-30 as far as percentage wise, Canadians to us, to the Americans. And that was, I was like, I don't know if I want to cheer for the Americans if these Canadians are going to beat us up or not. But and then the next day or a couple days later, the guys played the Canadian. The same group of people were in there. It was a great experience to sit and watch hockey with the Canadian.
Oh,
and go against each other like that. It was a different experience for me as far as watching a hockey game.
No question.
I have a quick question. Okay, so last year it seemed like everybody was anti-Polad ownership, right?
Right. Yep. They've been that way for a long time.
Okay,
believe me.
Yeah,
but
they
is that really the solution? Is to get rid of the ownership?
No, you know what? It's a couple people that get online right away and say, I hate this Polad or that Polad, this guy can't do it or whatever. The ownership is trying to make a buck, right?
Sure.
They're not trying to lose money. And I've literally watched Jim Polad watched a tear go down his cheek after the Twins lost a ball game one day. They lost a tough game. Those guys wanted in, and Carl and Eloise, Carl Polad, the first owner that bought the team from. I got to know Carl real well with his wife Eloise, and man, they could not stand if the Twins lost. I mean, they loved the Twins,
That's great.
and they wanted the Twins to win more than anything, as well as his kids that ran the club. It's they're trying to run it like they should run it, I think. And you can only spend so much money. You can't buy a team
Right.
nowadays.
Right.
You can't go to Walmart and buy a third baseman. They're not for sale at Walmart anymore.
Have you searched on Amazon?
I have not yet. Do they deliver them right to the door
They might. They
the
might.
next day? It's so weird. People just think you can go find a guy that's 6'4", 240 pounds that went to Bloomington and can play first base and swing the bat left-handed. You can't just go do that. You have to go through a bunch of people to do it. You can't find a little short black kid from Chicago that was 5'6" and hit 300 every year for you in the name of Kirby Puckett. You can't find those people. You can't find people like that. You have to search around, and you stumble across them here and there. And like I said, hopefully we're going to stumble across some guys that can play like that for the Twins this summer.
Hey, we got to get a team back, man. I have not watched much. I haven't really watched any sports at all in the last few years because the teams are not very good.
And you can't watch them in the first place because they don't get them on TV all the time unless you get some sort of special package, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
15 different services. Yeah.
Look what happened to our Vikings this year. Everybody's jacked up about the quarterback thing, and here we go. We're going to have a fantastic team now there, and they struggled like all heck last year.
They did.
And they were like the perfect way to build a football team and the best football team around and the best thing to go watch in Minneapolis. And man, they stunk the place up. And now they're having problems putting a team together now with all kinds of salary cap stuff. So
Yeah.
they're going to struggle again, I think. It's too bad.
Ken, how much time do you have? Do you got
I'm fine. Whatever.
Oh, okay, because I'll just
If I miss lunch, then it's on you.
Well, it's only 11:24, so you're good to go. I'll send you a check. How about that?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Tom, quit giving away.
You got
money.
a check sitting next to you.
I
Right?
do, yeah. Oh, check. It's not a check.
No, check. A check, really.
Oh, Czechoslovakia. Oh, you two. That's right.
Yacht
You two.
Yes.
Boy, when we used to go out to dinner once in a while, or whatever, these two, what'd you call each other again? Bohunks?
Hunks.
Bull hunks, yeah.
Yep.
The bohunks. My wife's a bohunk. Kent Hrbek's a bohunk. And I love that sitting with you guys talking about
See,
that.
my mom would have gotten mad. Where I was not Czech. I'm Bohemian.
That's right.
I'm like, wow. You walk 5 feet and you're in Czechoslovakia. You walk another 5 feet, you're back in Bohemia. Same
works.
area.
All right, we'll take a break. Be right back just a couple minutes from now. More with Kent Hrbek right after this.
For Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing. And people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant.
There's a cruise that I've been hearing about from my friends at Heart of the North Tour that sounds amazing to me. It's the Alaska Cruise Tour. What is a cruise tour? It's a tour that features a cruise that includes a 7-day Princess Cruise tour of the glaciers, combined with glass-topped railway experience, multiple nights at the Denali Wilderness Lodge, including the land meal package. You'll visit Denali National Park, Whittier, Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay National Park. That's wonderful, by the way. And stop in Anchorage, Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan. For more information, go to heartofthenorthtours.com or call 1-833-424-2700 to speak to Mike, who is a pro and a great guy, by the way. Mike's a really good guy at arranging these amazing tours. That's what Mike is really good at. It all happens August 8th through the 19th, and there are limited spots available, so book now. It's the trip of a lifetime that you won't want to miss. We are back. Kent Hrbek, ladies and gentlemen.
Ta-da!
One of the greatest baseball players ever born.
You are getting old. You're getting senile too, by the way.
Can
Thanks.
I have a memory of you watching you play. I don't know what game it was. I don't know if it was the World Series. It's so long ago now.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I seem to remember the fact that you could do the splits and catch a ball. Is that true? Or is that in my...
Well, I could do this. I could do the splits, and I could catch a ball.
So you did it at the same time. You did it at the same time, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, a couple times I did. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, look at that gigantic guy doing that. I can't even do that.
You didn't know dinosaurs could do the splits.
Well, I just didn't think. Usually, guys aren't that flexible.
No,
I was a very flexible teenager, and I could never even come close to doing
Yeah,
splits.
usually guys cannot do them.
I don't know if it was considered a total splits, but it was close.
Oh, yeah.
Close
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
It was.
Don't ask me to do it now. Let's put it.
Yeah. Well,
It'll be the last thing you ever do.
I had a, whoops, I'm sorry.
well, there you
I
go.
fell over. At my wedding, I got married here a year and a half ago. Remarried. I don't know if you know that or not, Tom.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and at my party, I had a party at the ballpark. Where else would I have a party but at Target Field?
Must
Sure.
have missed that invitation.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
let
must
me look
have
through
lost in the
my.
mail.
Let me look. Yeah, lost in the mail.
Yeah, and my 68-year-old cousin came to the wedding or our party, and we're dancing and everything, and we were all going around. Everybody's going in the middle and doing dancing, and she gets out there and she goes out and does the splits
No way.
Whoa!
at 68 years old. And I looked at her husband, and he looked at me and said, "I've never seen her do that before."
Well,
And I don't. Maybe it's a Hrbek gene. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I looked at her and said, "You got to be kidding me. What'd you do that for?" She says, "Because I can. I guess I." So maybe the Hrbek gene has a splits thing in it.
Yep.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not easy to do for anybody, but a man your size, and by that I mean very muscular and tall,
Manly.
very manly. That's exactly what I said. Very manly.
I always liked it when you had a bad week at the ballpark, which I had many of bad weeks. Oh, that Hrbek, he's getting fat. Sid Hartman, right? I'm getting fat, or
Sid
Patrick
did?
Dicey. Oh yeah, they always said, yeah, he needs to lose some weight. Well, then next week I'd hit 3 home runs and driving about 10 runs, and all of a sudden I was strong.
I love these
I
interviews.
turned
so
all
much
that
with
fat
you.
right into muscle in a matter of
Yeah,
matter of 3 swings of the bat. So,
sports writers
yeah.
love to hate you.
Ooh, yeah.
They do. I don't know why. I really don't know why it has to be that way, but
Well,
you know.
it can't all be, sweetness and light. Nobody would read their columns.
yeah.
Right, exactly. You pay the money to come yell at me. Yell all you want. I don't care.
Sure.
You paid your money to come in and call me fat and I suck and all that kind of stuff. That's fine.
You suck. Guy won every award there is to win, but you suck. Okay.
You suck.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I heard all kinds of things my mom did. I didn't really believe that she did. I couldn't
Oh,
believe
my
mom.
God.
My mom must have been horrible. All the things they used to yell at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit much, but
Wow.
Jesus.
Leave the mommies out of it.
No, you got to leave the mommies out of jail.
Oh, they bring mom into it. Believe me. Yeah.
Not
God,
nice.
I just, I'm thinking all the way back, and I think it must have been. Oh God, what was your first year with the Twins?
81, I got called up.
God, that
August
was all the way
81.
back in '81.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Geez, it took you still 6 years to win a Super Bowl. I mean, a World Series.
Yeah, it's called the World Series, Tom. That
Yeah,
boy.
well, it's that
Yeah.
brain thing you were telling me about when I
Yeah.
sat down 45 minutes ago. It's causing major problems. Oh, now I forgot what the hell I was going to talk about because I said that. But no,
You were asking him when he got into Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was 81. I got
It was
called up in
81.
81. And then 82, they opened up the dome. Yep.
So, honest to God, we are talking 45 years ago, or Jesus, I can't
Yeah.
believe it was that long ago.
Right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and it's sad to think that we haven't had a championship other than
Yeah.
the gals playing basketball in this town since it's pretty sad. We're hoping the hockey team can bring us one this year. That's our next
Nice.
step. The guys are playing pretty well.
Have you ever thought about going into management or
No.
anything? No?
No,
No
no,
interest?
never. No, they asked me a bunch of times to go to spring training and do some stuff down in spring training, and I just I had different ways of preparing myself to play the game, and they're not really in any kind of book. They're kind of the Kent Hrbek way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and a lot of people didn't really accept that, and I think I would have a hard time trying to teach kids how to do that. I like to have fun at the game.
Sure.
And I think that's the way I played the best. Everybody always says, you lost 40 pounds and you worked out every day. I might have been a better player. Oh, sure. I could have been maybe, but that wasn't me. And I just played the game the way that my dad taught me how to play the game, have fun and have a good time at it. He probably would have got on me a little bit. He passed away in '82 from ALS at that time,
right,
but
yeah.
right when I had started playing.
Yep,
But he
yep.
probably would have told me, "Hey, get your butt in a little better shape." But He knew how I played the game, and my mom was the same way. My mom, she'd see little things from the crowd. I get home that night, and she'd say, "Hey, your elbow's starting to drop when you're hitting, when you're swinging it back. Keep your elbow up."
There you
Honestly,
go.
and
Oh,
I would
yeah.
listen to her more than I would any of our, Tony Evil was our batting coach, but I'd listen to my mom going, "Hey, my mom's seen me since I was 8 years old playing the game."
Yeah.
So she could see little things. So it was pretty funny how that came about. But no, I played the game a little different than a lot of people, but I was a little more old schoolish, I guess. But I like to have fun at it.
One thing that just popped into my head and I haven't thought about in a long time is that, people talk about, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, and blah, 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 blah. I was a Minnesota Twins fan from the very, very first year. I was, I think, 8, about to turn 9 years old. And as you may have, I'm going to criticize the team when it's my job to do that kind of thing and all the rest of it. But I have loved the Minnesota Twins from the very first day I ever saw the game played, and I'm talking about professional baseball. I like baseball anyway, but
Right.
professional baseball was a whole different deal. But I look back again, and I kind of mentioned it at the beginning. We only got a couple minutes left here, but at the beginning, what that era did for this state is unbelievable. The fact that the Vikings had lost 4 straight Super Bowls, and then you guys came in and won a couple of World Series. you guys changed sports forever in the state of Minnesota. There's no
Yeah, we
question
did.
about that.
It made people look a little harder at the ball club too, and thinking, well, they won a World Series. I guess they're going to win a couple more in the next couple of years, and we never did. All the guys had a pretty good run in early 2000s with Joe Mauer and
Yeah.
those guys. They had some great teams back then. Just couldn't, And you keep, after each year goes by, you keep looking back and going, man, we did something really special back in '87 and 1991. We did some very special things and made the people of Minneapolis pretty proud, pretty happy with our with what we did.
Well, let me let you know how happy it made me, because the fact that you guys were winning so many games and then win the World Series, and then we move on to the next World Series. But in that period in between, because of you and Laudner and Castino and Roy Smalley, and I keep going down the list of all the people, the KQRS Morning Show was the #1 rated show in America during that period. Did you know that?
I knew that.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. You guys drove my ratings through the roof.
And I was never on. You had Guy Eddie on all the time. You never got me on.
That's a lie, flat out. I used to have you on all that. You had Guy Eddie on all the time. But yeah, I wish that people like Andy's age, because he was not even born yet at the beginning of what we're talking about. But what that did for the state of Minnesota, the entire Midwest, I would say, actually, a 5-state area,
Right.
the fact that you guys won a couple of World Series was huge for the Midwest.
It really was.
Yeah. I still go out. Timmy and I, like I said, Timmy Laudner and I still hang out. We go out to South Dakota and do some hunting. We'll end up on somebody's farm pheasant hunting someplace, and
Sure.
some guy will come out of the barn with his coveralls on and 85 years old and come up and look at us and go, I knew what I was doing. I was driving a tractor when you guys won the series, when you won that Sunday afternoon, and how happy. And the smile on his face would get just big,
Yeah.
and just talk about how exciting it was. I mean, a lot of people listen to the games on the radio out there because it was harvest season in
Sure.
October, and these guys are taking care of their fields, and they listen to a lot of games on the radio. But we made a lot of people happy. I saw all kinds of things on it. There was a thing on the TV one day about an old timer they talked to at a warehouse that said, "This has been the best week of my life with the people I'm working with, because we're all talking about the same thing, and everybody's happy because the Twins are winning, and it's
Yeah.
the best time I've had at work ever in my life." So, yeah, people enjoyed it. It was fun. Believe me, I had fun. I'm waiting for it to do it again so I can party a little bit.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But I tell you that baseball is a different sport in that, winning and losing and this, that, and the other thing, because there's so many games as opposed to,
Right.
what are there, 12, 14 football games. And, I don't know about some of these other deals, but it's basically an almost 7-month process to get through a
Long
baseball season.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But it's
I just talked with some kids the other day down at the ballpark. I went down to a gentleman that had his boy's birthday party down at the ballpark. The kids were in the batting cage, and he asked me, he says, "What can you tell these kids about failure in baseball?"
Oh.
And I says, you're a failure. You're a weatherman when it comes to playing the game. You're right. If you write 3 out of 10 times, you're awesome. You know what I'm saying? If you get a hit 3 out of 10 times, I mean, you're hitting 300. You're going to the Hall of Fame. So you're failing 7 times that you're up to plate. You have to deal with that, and to do it every day. That's a hard part of the game that a person has to go through is dealing with failure, and to realize that, hey, I'm not going to get a hit every day. It's completely different from when you're in little league to the big leagues, because you're getting about 5 or 6, 7 hits a day when you're when you're playing in little league or whatever. You definitely are a failure, and you have to deal with those kind of problems, and not only for a week, like you say, 7 months out of the year you're dealing with that.
Yeah, no question about it. One of the things that I should mention also was some of the other people that were involved with the Minnesota Twins back in the day, because I was one of the first. I was the youngest season ticket holder when I was a teenager. I bought season tickets to the Twins games when I was a teenager, and Calvin Griffith had never heard of anything like that. He said, so every time I go to pick up my tickets, he'd be waiting for me at the door.
You and about 5,000 other people? Because there wasn't any season tickets back then, that's for sure.
No, there were not. Absolutely right. It was
probably $200 too for the whole season.
Exactly.
Might have been a little more than that. Well, Kent, we got to have you back on more often. It's just great to see your face and hear your voice and all these wonderful memories. And thank you again.
We
got one quick question from
the
the chat.
question.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about 100-mile-per-hour pitching?
What do I think about 100? Well, if you make contact, it's going to go a lot farther because it's going to get faster.
That's true.
This is true.
I don't know. I don't know if the guns are different, but I think these guys are definitely throwing harder.
Yes.
I just think because they don't have to. They come in and just let it rip. Where back when we played, the guys had to pitch a little bit. Now it's more or less throwing 100 miles an hour. I don't know. I saw Nolan Ryan. I faced Roger Clemens. They threw the ball. I don't know if they threw it 100 or not, but they threw it faster than anybody else that I played against. And it wasn't any fun, but it's like anything else, man. If you see a 100-mile-an-hour fastball every day, you're going to learn to hit it.
Yep.
I saw 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. I learned to hit 3 out of 10 times almost. So it's unbelievable how hard these guys throw. The real quick, Louis Varland with the Twins, which was really shocked me, that Louis Varland, went to Concordia, St. Paul here, and was throwing like 89 or something like that. He's in the bullpen with the Twins, throwing 90, 91, 92. And within a year, he's throwing 100 miles an hour for Toronto last year during the playoffs. So they're learning how to do something different, the release point or whatever. I guess it's the analytics that gave them that. I don't know, but it's crazy. It's crazy that guys are throwing 100 miles an hour. It's weird.
Yeah, you watch the slow, the camera when it shows the pitch is slowed down. It's like, how does anybody ever hit any of these things?
Right.
Especially when they're swerving around and they're so fast. Like, I don't know, how do they do that?
Swerving.
You know what? I get a kick out of watching somebody type. I tell my wife this all the time. I said that it's amazing that she can sit there and just look around and type.
Yeah.
And people get excited because back in the day, I could hit a fastball or a curveball. Well, you do it every day. You learn how to do it. It's just what your profession is. I mean, to sit behind the mic for 50 years, right?
Right.
You have to be able to do it well. The guy sitting next to you there has done it pretty well. And you learn to.
What guy sitting next to me?
I I'm talking to your wife right now, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you.
Tom, keep up.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their thing, and I couldn't type, so I went to learn. I failed typing in high school, so I said, I'm going to try baseball.
Oh, how about this latest post? Welcome to St. Louis. This was sent from St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome to St. Louis. You are a superstar, KH.
Wow.
Oh, superstar.
Coming from somebody in St. Louis,
Yeah.
that's I know they don't like me in Atlanta. They hate me in Atlanta.
They hate
Yeah.
you in Atlanta. Still to this day, after all that.
That's very nice of Rick to say that about me, and I don't know if I'm a superstar, but I had fun in the times I played, that's for sure.
Well, we thought you were a superstar. You got to come back more often, man. This is way too much fun.
Well,
And return the hug to Laudner when you see him, because he gave me
I'll
a
do
big
that.
hug.
I'll tell him I chatted with you. Yep. Matter of fact, I just talked to him yesterday. He just got back. He went on a trip down to Cabo for a couple days.
Oh,
Nice.
big shot.
Oh,
Didn't even
is that
invite me along. But
is that okay now? I mean, are they still?
Yeah, everything was well. Everything was fine. He said down there, but
Oh,
yes,
okay,
he went
good.
down and played a little golf, and yeah, I'll have to tell him that I chatted with you. He'll, I'll definitely pass it along to G-Man that I talked to you, and
Oh, God, yeah.
you should come
Gary,
up here,
yeah.
Tommy, when they have the Twins Hall of Fame weekend.
When is that?
Who's it? Dick Bramer they're
Oh,
inducting
Dick's
Dick
doing
Bramer into the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, that's nice.
And Dick, it was 40 years he did with the Twins, and I think it's in August sometime. You just have to check the schedule.
there
But
in
you-
August.
that'd be
Absolutely.
time you could come up and see the guys. I mean, you'll see them all.
I'd love
You'll see
to.
Danny Gladden. You guys can rumble it up and mix it up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he can kick me in the nuts or whatever.
He'll be running around. Who invited that asshole? Hrbek.
It was Hrbek's fault.
Blame it on me.
That's exactly. I can't tell you how wonderful this is, just to sit and talk to you like I have for 40 years now, and it's just a very, very special thing. You guys made my damn life when you won those 2 World Series, and it's just
He was in a good mood for like a whole decade. So
You could do it again.
could you do it again?
so.
Yeah.
Could you do it again, Kent? Yeah,
Times of the essence.
absolutely. Right.
Cheer him up a bit. I'll see what I can do. I'll make
Okay.
a phone call to the Pullheads and see if we can get things straightened out.
That would be wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, thank
I
you,
appreciate
sir.
you having me on. You know my phone. You know my number. Call me anytime.
Oh, so I'll see you next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Except for those days.
I love this interview. This interview is one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Good to see you.
We'll talk to you later.
Have a great spring. Apparently, we're going to get like 6 or 8 inches of snow
That's what
this
Andy
weekend.
said, yeah.
So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
We shall take a break. Be right back in just a couple minutes.
I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot.
Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said, so why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's time for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used, or even relied on any staffing agency. Would you stop licking my arm, dude? That'd be really great. God. Anyway, Welshire Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally. They're a family-owned local company conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. They're the best staff memory care facility in the state. Welshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Welshire. Set up a tour. Learn more at welshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com. We are back. I got to tell you, just that experience again. Kent's always been one of my favorite people. He's just one of the great guys in the world. But looking back at that whole situation, getting involved and getting to know all those guys, and I can't believe it's been 40 years that I've known those guys. You believe that's 40 years ago, Ken?
I do believe it's been 40 years. It's been a long time ago.
But yeah, they'll hopefully get it together again and get a team cooking. And they won the World Series in, what was it, 87 and 91?
I think so.
I believe it was those two years. But look, I guess I'll close with this. I want everybody to know how lucky somebody like me is. A kid grew up in North Minneapolis, hopped on 1500 KSTP. Yes, Jude, we'll leave in a minute. Settled it.
Jude's like, this podcast has been going on for 40 years.
It's been 40 years. What are you talking about? Now I forgot what the hell I was going to talk about, Jude, you pill.
Oh, you were being...
Waxing poetic?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no. Basically, what I'm talking about is the fact that, the Kent Hrbeks of the world and Tim Laudner and Johnny Castino, and you get on the list of all. I'd love to see Gary Gaetti again someday. But to have that as part of my life to talk about, I mean, that's most of my life now. I mean, 40 years is more than half my life. It just... it means the world to me, and I hope everybody knows that. It's such a great thing to sit and talk to a superstar like Kent Hrbek, and he has been a dear friend for many years. It's a whole different world, man, and I'm very grateful for it, no question about it. You guys got any closing words?
Yeah, I got a partial, probably list of Minnesota Broadcast Hall of Fame inductees,
Oh,
courtesy of Charlie. Let's see.
Oh, is this for this year?
It's happening right now, apparently.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's partial or probably partial. Let's see. We got Belinda Jensen. I don't know who half of these people are, so you'll have to, chime in if you know.
Television. She's television.
yeah.
Dan Gladden,
Glad, that's good.
Frank and Amelia. I know them. They're
Frank and Amelia,
inducted.
Yep.
Dan Seaman, obviously, I know who that is.
Yep.
Mylan Ray,
I don't think I know mine.
Mylan. Mylan. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
David Kibler.
Don't know that either.
There's a Greg something.
They could be maybe sound engineers or cameramen, or I don't know.
I don't know. Like, how does one get inducted? Like, what positions are there?
I don't know.
And then Dave Ryan.
Yeah, Dave Ryan's been around a long, long time. That makes sense.
Oh, Charlie says Greg is Swedberg. Greg Swedberg.
Oh, Greg Swedberg, yeah.
Oh, well, all right then.
Yeah, he's been working. He's been around for a long, long time. He's a nice guy, very, very pleasant guy. So that's going on this weekend?
That's going on right now, as far as I know. I think they're inducting them one after another as we speak.
Is this the Minnesota Hall of Fame?
Yes, Minnesota Broadcast Hall of Fame.
Broadcast Hall of Fame, okay. Well, they all deserve it, no question about it. I've been very, very lucky I've been put in all those halls. I just never could believe that could happen. I guess I'm the only Minnesota broadcaster in the National Radio Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah, because it was the other
You're
one.
also the only Minnesota broadcaster whose home is being sawed in half during the show.
Yeah.
Yes, we're the only ones that's happening.
Well, they waited until we were usually
They
off.
did. Yeah.
I mean, you can be honored by the Hall of Fame, but then to actually be one of the people named to the Hall of Fame, I guess that's a different thing. It just, it meant a whole hell of a lot. Well, we did have a 42 share at one point. That was a lot of listeners. No question.
Never going to happen again for anyone.
Well, no, that'll never happen again for anybody. You're absolutely right about that.
Nope.
It all works out at the end. Oh, it says that Kelly Ivory says that Terry Train is announcing the inductees. Well, that's nice.
Oh, there you go.
See,
Milan is in Pipestone. What is Pipestone?
Pipestone's
It's a
up north.
city.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just south of Duluth, isn't it? Or is it north of Duluth? It's one of those.
I'm not sure exactly.
It's up in that area anyway. That is that. All right, that is going to do it. And thank you again to Kent Hrbek. It just makes my day talking to somebody like that.
He is such a nice guy.
Like I said, here's a man who's in the Baseball Hall of Fame, won 2 World Series. I called him up last night because Andy goes, hey, could you get a hold of Kent to see if we can get. I call him. He goes, yeah, absolutely, no problem. I mean, you know what an honor that is. Somebody of that level just say, yeah, I'd love to do it.
Yeah, it was like
Sounds good.
12 hours notice.
Yeah,
A little more, but yeah.
that's the kind of guy he is. Laudner's that kind. I can go down that whole list of people again. That's just how they're good people.
Well, anytime it's too snowy or icy to hunt, he's probably available.
That's right.
Or fish.
That's exactly right.
Pipestone is South Minnesota. No, it's not. It's like west. I mean, it's south-ish. It's kind of by Sioux Falls.
Pipestone is?
I guess it's pretty far south, but it's southwest Minnesota. It's like kind of by the southwest corner.
What
So
was I thinking of up in the Duluth area then?
I don't
Cold
know.
Stone.
Cold Stone. Yeah.
Cold pipe.
Ice
Cold
Stone.
pipe. There you go. All right, that's going to do it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Every time I hear the sing, reminds me how you talking my door.